Welcome, professional wrestling fans, to the PW Fan, the ultimate pro wrestling podcast created by fans for the fans. This is episode 179. I'm one of your hosts, collector, barber, and musician, Talk Wrestling, Tim Gilbert.
And I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcast, Funko Pop Collector, Andy.
I'm also host of No Selling Indie Fan and football lover, Jeremy.
All right, before we get started this week on episode 179, we ask you to kindly check out some of our merch over at prowrestlingtees.com/the PW Fan. We should pop right up. We got a few different designs. If you want to follow us on social media, just search at the PW Fan. Mostly TikTok and Instagram is where we're active. Well, that takes care of a little intro stuff. Andy, what do you got for us, man?
Today we're going to be talking about all things AEW and WWE, including this weekend's AEW pay-per-view, the predictions for it, as well as the two pay-per-views for WWE and predictions for that. So we can get right into it with Dynamite this past week. Dynamite opened up with Hangman Adam Page. Says he promises the free title from the briefcase. He welcomes all interference, whether it's the Elite or Death Riders. And he challenges Moxley to a Texas death match in which Mox comes out with Marina Shafir and gets in Hangman's face. He says that Page actually doesn't want the pressure of being a champion. He said, you're comfortable. You don't want to wake up with that title. Hangman ends up slapping him. Moxley tackles him. Page pulls out a fork out of his jacket in AEW fashion and goes for Mox, but Yuta runs in. Hangman stabs Yuta with a fork.
It's always
Marina Shafir slaps Page. Claudio blindsides Page. Adam Page grabs the mic, taunts Claudio. This segment just went on and on. Eventually, it just ends with Hangman Adam Page clotheslining Marina Shafir with a buckshot lariat.
It was like it should have gotten to that point in like 5 minutes faster. To that point of him doing the buckshot lariat to her.
Yeah, it was just typical Death Riders segment. Just goes on and on, dude.
That's crazy because like Hangman, I actually like Hangman now, which is crazy because you know how like we all were like so against him not even a whole year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, he needs to win the title.
Yeah, because Moxley's so fucking terrible.
You turned her against me.
Oh my god, Tim's in the Star Wars era right now. Moving forward,
that's the Peter Griffin or Seth. What is it? What's Peter Griffin's son? Chris. That's the Chris Griffin talking to Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. He's like, you have done that yourself, Anakin. He's like, you turned her against me.
All right, moving on. Later on in the show, we had a four-way match: MJF versus Bowens versus Brody King versus AR Fox. Winner gets a number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet at All In. MJF would end up winning by tap out with Assault of the Earth submission to AR Fox. Afterwards, Mark Briscoe was there. Ends up saying MJF has a tiny kosher pickle, and he's wearing a shirt that says it. The crowd starts saying it.
Alicia too said via X that it's not tiny.
Well, Mark Briscoe said, if you've got a set of nuts next to that pickle, I'll see you there.
I only have one question for you guys.
What's up?
How big is Batista's dick?
All right.
This is not that podcast.
Oldie, but
hold on. You know another podcast that discusses that?
Yeah, that's Bruce Pritchard and
that's
that's it. Okay, I was like, hold on a minute.
Someone always writes in, how big is Batista's dick?
Yeah, and Bruce Pritchard won't answer it, it's a classic.
And neither will we. Okay. So after Swerve and Ospreay had a tag match, or the Bucks had a tag match, Swerve and Ospreay come out. They demand that the Bucks put their EVP titles on the line. Bucks initially say no, but Ospreay offers a deal. Says if the Bucks win, he and Swerve won't challenge for the world title for a year. Swerve hesitates, but eventually accepts the stipulation for the match. Main event of the night was Okada versus Ibushi. Kota Ibushi, Kazuchika Okada. In the end, Okada would win clean with a Rainmaker. Afterwards, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and
Archo.
Don Callis run in the ring after Ibushi. Kenny Omega makes a save after returning from a beatdown. Trent Beretta tries a sneak attack, but the Golden Lovers reunite. Kenny and Kota embrace. Show ends with the Golden Lovers in the ring. So that was all that was important in my mind for Dynamite.
I love me some Golden Lovers.
Do you?
I do.
All right, let's get into Collision. It was Collision 100. It opens up with Adam.
It was
Adam
Dynamite
Cole.
300 as well.
Was that this week? It was Dynamite 300?
Yeah. It was Dynamite 300, then Collision 100 in the same week.
Gotcha. Adam Cole opens up the show. Thanks to fans for 100 episodes of Collision. Kyle Fletcher would come out. He wants a shot at the TNT title at All In. He reminds Adam Cole that he took the ROH tag titles from him 2 years ago at All In. Now he wants revenge. Then Daniel Garcia would come out, says he wants in too. So it would end up being Garcia versus Kyle Fletcher at the end of the night. Winner challenges Adam Cole at All In. As we move on, we had a Who Can Survive the Best Wrestler Alive with Max Caster. We had a returning Scorpio Sky, if anyone forgot about him, which I'm sure everyone did. He accepted the challenge and won in a 55-second squash match. So, yeah, he was accompanied by Top Flight, Layla Gray, and Christopher Daniels.
Is that like a new group then?
I guess. Speaking of group, looks like Ricochet is pairing himself with the Gates of Agony. And then there was a vignette for Alex Windsor, who had a torn ACL, but she said All Elite means never quitting. I don't even know who Alex Windsor is, but there was enough apparently to spotlight her and give her a vignette. So
just the way you're like, you were like, they put this. I don't even know who this guy is.
I don't even. It was a girl.
Or a girl.
It was a girl. I'm like, I don't even know Alex Windsor, and I watch everything. I mean, not everything, but everything at WWE and AEW.
Like 95% of wrestling.
Are you drinking Smoothie King? Looks amazing.
No, this is a slushy from Sonic.
Gotcha. Oh, you had a banana moat.
Banana moat? Is that what you said?
Banana boat.
Okay, main event, Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, winner faces Adam Cole at All In. Garcia was busted open after getting driven through the barricade. Sharpshooter, Kyle Fletcher escapes. Back and forth until the brainbuster by Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher will then challenge Adam Cole for the TNT title at All In. So that's AEW this week. Not too much.
And we're going through All In afterwards.
It was riveting.
Do you want to just do All In predictions now? We can.
Yeah, we can just do that since we just talked about them.
All right. I mean, I have no idea who could win these. There's the women's casino gauntlet match, the men's casino gauntlet match, but we can get into the actual matches of people we know about. EVP titles versus 1 year of Ospreay Strickland, each challenging for the world title. Swerve Strickland Ospreay versus Young Bucks. Who are we thinking?
I feel like it's gonna be Ospreay and Strickland because I feel like there's gonna be a whole change to the elite and people.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Ospreay and Strickland.
Okay, me too.
And also, you don't want them not challenging for a whole year.
I mean, at least not Ospreay because he hasn't won it yet.
Yeah,
but does he need it? You know,
probably not.
TNT Championship, we just talked about Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher. Who you got?
Adam Cole.
Kyle Fletcher's tie?
No. Also, because actually, maybe it could be because I was like, Adam Cole has done like really nothing.
Nope, not really. He's defended against Daniel Garcia, I feel like, a couple people, but nothing really on a pay-per-view.
And also, like at All In, I feel like they changed a lot of the titles.
So you're going with Kyle Fletcher?
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
Yeah, this is like one of those matches where I feel like I don't got enough to speak on it, but I'll go Kyle Fletcher.
AEW Tag Team Championships,
like I
the Hurt Syndicate.
These guys closely.
Wait, who are you choosing, Andy?
Oh, Kyle Fletcher. I like Adam Cole more, but I think Kyle Fletcher's going to win. AEW Tag Team Championships, Hurt Syndicate versus Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight versus Christian Cage and Nick Wayne.
I don't see the Hurt Syndicate losing it.
Nah, Christian Cage is winning.
Christian Cage.
Dude, I'm going with Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, but
let's go.
Let's go. All right, winner take all match for the AEW Unified Championship. Current Continental Champion Okada versus the International Champion Kenny Omega. I'm going Omega. Omega just got the belt. Okada's had this Continental for a while. I think when it forms, it becomes Kenny's belt.
Yeah, I think the same. And also Omega, he also said recently that he doesn't have much of a full-time, I think he said full-time wrestling career left.
We'll never see him in WWE.
Probably not. I'm going Omega.
Yeah.
Omega. All right. AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné. Does Mercedes Moné continue her win streak in AEW? She's never lost.
She has how many belts does she have now?
I don't know. It goes 4, and then it goes down to 3, and then it goes back up to 4. Remember, she won that one recently at CMLL.
I think she has 5 now, doesn't she? Because she always has 2 on her arm, then 1 hanging off the bottom. I don't know.
I'm going Mercedes.
But yeah, she's gonna win.
Tim.
Mercedes Moné.
I knew you were gonna say it like
Moné.
All right, AEW World Championship. John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. Texas Death Match.
It better be Hangman.
Yeah, please. I never thought I'd say that, but please.
I know.
God. All right.
Take that belt out of the briefcase.
Take that out of his fucking hands. Talk to me fucking nice.
Let's get into Raw. Let it all out, guys, before.
I got the ropes on like Travolta.
Raw kicked off with Rhea and Io, or with Rhea saying welcome to Monday Night Mommy. She's interrupted by Io Sky, who says, "You're not on top, I am." Io says she'll defend her title at Evolution, and she chooses Rhea Ripley to defend it against. Rhea accepts and says, "Whatever happens next, you asked for it." Backstage, Dominic and AJ. Dominic hypes up Finn and JD before AJ comes in. AJ makes fun of Dom's doctor's note and calls him a punk ass, while Dom hides behind Adam Pearce saying, "You can't touch me." Pretty sure these two are going to have a match for the Intercontinental title
at punk ass bitch
at Saturday night's main event. Speaking of AJ, he has a 1-year contract extension. I think it's going to be his last year. He just signed one.
It seems like it would be. How old is he now?
Speak of the dead. Loaded, booted up. I was watching that the other day.
Nice. Tag title match: Judgment Day versus New Day. JD eats a coup de grace from Finn by mistake. They recover. Finn hits another coup de grace to Xavier for the win. We have new tag champs, Judgment Day. I think they're better on them than the New Day anyway. They didn't do much with them on the New Day.
Yeah, the New Day, the heel New Day, has not really done well, I think.
Backstage, Bayley's bitter she isn't champion. Lyra would interrupt. It says she has beef with Becky too, and Pierce books them for a number 1 contenders match later in the night. There's a Goldberg hype package with a new metal style vignette.
Boo.
But classic WCW feel with modern WWE polish. That is shown. Then we had Pierce wishing Gable good luck with surgery. Gable hypes up American Made, saying keep the fire burning. Then we had a match, Rusev versus Sheamus. This is the first one in a while. Stiff match. Ends with Rusev ripping off the turnbuckle, slamming Sheamus into it, and landing the Machka kick for the win.
Do you think Rusev is going to be better this run?
No.
I don't think so either.
He just won't be a joke, I think. But
yeah.
Finn backstage pitches Raquel and Roxanne to be tag partners while Liv is out with injury. The officials agree if they win a 4-way at Evolution versus Raw, SmackDown, NXT tag teams. Backstage, Ivy Nile with Gable declares for Evolution. Or Gable isn't there, but she's with the rest of American Made. Declares herself for Battle Royal. El Grande walks by, but we know Gable's hurt. So it was a different El Grande. He was tall and thin. AK was Ludwig Kaiser in El Grande, so he even walked like him with the I'll call it the Andrew Tate walk, where it was like
you barely move your arms.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me, fucking idiot. Where's your Bugatti anyway?
Backstage, Sami Zayn was about to speak, but he gets jumped by Karrion Kross with the steel pipe shot to the gut, and the officials call for medics. We had an in-ring promo. Gunther praises Goldberg's legacy, but he says his time is up. He said, I'm going to bully you, embarrass you, and expose you. Rollins would interrupt, reminding everyone that he's coming for both titles. Punk ends up running out, attacks Rollins, then Punk shoves Gunther. LA Knight ends up brawling with Seth in the concourse. Big gulp in his hand. The segment spilled over from the ring into the arena. Backstage, Raquel. Raquel is upset that they forgot Liv Morgan. Finn smooths things over. They decide to finally let Roxanne join the faction. Oh my God, it's Finny, aka Finn, named after Finn Balor. All right, Bayley versus Lyra, number 1 contenders match. Ends as a double pinfall draw. Backstage, we had CM Punk.
Tim's cat is I can't. It's like staring straight into the camera.
Punk tells LA Knight to back off.
Watching Raw. That's why he keeps looking around.
Good?
Sorry, go ahead, Andy.
Jesus, guys. Main event was Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus Penta and Sami Zayn. Braun Breaker would end up pinning Sami with a spear for the win. Afterwards, Penta gets speared. Bronson Reed lines up for a splash, but Jey Uso comes in with a chair, super kick, chair throw, big crowd pop. The babyface is staying tall in the end. And that brings us to SmackDown. All right, let's get into it. Opening, before anything really even starts, Solo arrives with the U.S. title with JC Mateo by his side. Jacob Fatu attacks, yanks Mateo out of the car, slams him into the door.
Fresh off his new song,
where he says a bad word.
All right, Andy. It's not good. No.
Jacob Fatu is black.
Oh my God.
All right. So anyway.
All right. 2025 King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes hits the ring in a Pittsburgh. He says, so what do you want to talk about? He names legends like Brett, Booker, and Austin, who have all been previous King of the Rings. He says that SummerSlam is his John Cena WrestleMania rematch. Randy's Orton. Randy's music hits.
Dude,
Randy's Orton.
Dude, no, it's Bork Laser and Randy Zorton.
Randy Orton's music hits. He reminds Cody's he could have finished him at Night of Champions, but didn't. He said, I respect what you did. Don't waste this. Go to SummerSlam, kicking his ass. Drew McIntyre makes a return. Says Cody and Randy have beta male energy. Calls Cody manipulative. Taunts Randy's injured back. Says he wants Cody to beat Cena so Drew can take the title off him himself. RKO from Orton to Drew, and then Cody and Randy have a stare down to end the segment.
Also, Andy, can I say real quick that I love your notes because it goes from when it's like right before Orton hit
boom,
RKO
to
boom,
Orton.
RKO from Orton.
Dude, that's AI for you, man. Just,
I think
what the whole show.
I think Cody is going to be turned heel in this match against Randy.
Let's do it. Charlotte Flair gets her tag team partner. It is Alexa Bliss. Backstage, Drew demands Orton, so that match is set for Saturday night's main event now. Let's see. Nick Aldis would also tell Jacob Fatu backstage to find a tag partner to go after Solo's crew, and Jimmy Uso steps up to be his partner. So now that's the main event, I believe. There's a women's tag qualifier for Evolution. It's Alexa Bliss and Flair versus the Secret Hervis and Michin and B-Fab. Winners are Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, who are moving on. There's an 8-man tag. Wide 6 versus Humberto Carrillo, Gargano, Sabin, and Montez Ford.
I always said Alberto Del Rio.
No, Humberto Carrillo.
Oh.
The White Six would end up winning. There's a hype
Alberto
package for
Del
Julia. Burrito Del Rio. I don't know, man. Tiffany Stratton hits the ring, announces that she'll face Trish Stratus at Evolution. Trish would end up coming out. Jade Cargill would interrupt though, and says, "Make the wrong choice. You won't make it. You won't make it SummerSlam." Like I said, Trish would end up coming out. She said, "My kids have never seen me as champion." Tiffany says this isn't the Attitude Era anymore. So Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus set for championship match at Evolution.
Dude,
They've been putting. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No,
I was gonna say they've been putting together these Evolution matches like
Very
the
quickly.
last minute right now.
Mm-hmm. Naomi would blindside Cargill backstage with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So it's Cargill versus Naomi set for Evolution. I believe it's a street fight. Damian Priest backstage tries talking with Aleister Black. It ends badly. Priest and Black are set for a match this Friday. And then the main event, Solo and JC Mateo versus Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso. Let's see. Moonsault from Fatu to seal the win in the end of the match. Afterwards, Jacob Fatu clears the announce table. Tala Tonga debuts, which is Hikuleo, right? Save Solo, Jimmy attacks, but Tonga Loa. We talked about this last week, Jeremy.
I don't know their names anymore. Tonga
Loa, Tala Tonga. So Tala Tonga, aka Hikuleo, saves Solo,
Wait,
Jimmy attacks, but Tonga Loa eats or evens the odds. Jason Mateo hits the Tour of Islands. Tonga Loa hits a hanging neck breaker. Solo spikes Fatu. Tala Tonga power bombs Fatu through the announce desk. And the new, I don't even know if they're called the Bloodline anymore, but they're standing tall.
He called the Family Tree.
Is that the official name now?
Isn't that like the learning tree?
Dude, I don't even know.
I just realized that was like,
I don't even know.
Except it's serious. And
all right, let's go through two WWE predictions. First with Evolution. Pick a random person to be the women's battle royal winner to get a title shot at Clash in Paris. Just pick someone.
Clash in Paris. Tim, who do you think?
Bailey.
All right, Jeremy.
Nikki Bella.
I'm going Stephanie Vicaire.
Stephanie McMahon.
If she's in it. No holds barred match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Naomi.
Jade Cargill.
WWE Women's Tag Championships. Fatal 4-Way. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, who are the champions, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Versus the team from NXT, which is Zarya and Sol Ruka. And then I believe it's going to be Maxine Dupree and Natalia. I'm going with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss become new champions.
I was going to say the same thing. They have to let Charlotte win something.
Tim.
Charlotte.
Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky, Bayley, or Lyra?
Becky.
I'm going to go Bayley again.
I'm going Bayley.
Bayley two times.
NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. I'm going Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Jordan Grace.
WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus.
I mean, Tiffany Stratton. Trish is not going to win it.
Tim,
Trish?
You're an idiot.
Trish.
Well, it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. So, and then Women's World Championship. Io Sky versus Rhea.
As Io as well. They're not going to change the titles.
Tim?
Io.
And lastly, Saturday night's main event predictions. I believe we only have 4 matches right now. So, Intercontinental Champion, AJ versus Dom. I'm going to AJ.
No, I'm going Dom.
Tim?
But what about Al?
Tim?
I'm going AJ. Andy,
Seth
it's
Rollins.
allowed to be fun, you grumpy.
Seth Rollins versus LA Knight.
Seth Rollins. Because LA Knight never goes over.
Dude,
Or
he
does
never
Punk
wins.
cost him the match.
Yeah. Or
Just
Punk
Punk
squash.
cost him.
Yeah.
Just
Still going
Punk
Seth
cost him.
Rollins.
Okay. I'll go Seth, I guess. Randy versus Drew. Randy Zorton. Randy Zorton.
Randy Orton is going to lose
Randy
to Drew
zooted.
McIntyre.
Randy zooted. Drew McIntyre.
That's after he smokes a couple of bowls.
All right, Gunther versus Goldberg. WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
In this 2-minute match, Goldberg's going to win.
Does Goldberg win and then Seth cashes in?
Oh, no. Maybe? No.
And then at SummerSlam, it's Seth versus Punk for the title.
All right, I think Goldberg wins, and then he gets the mic at the end, and he's like, "I do this for the kids. I just do this all for the kids. So yeah, I'm just
I don't know, but Andy, that could be a good idea though, because that's
nothing wrong with it.
They could do what they want to do at WrestleMania, but in SummerSlam now, because that was going to be for the title.
Mm-hmm. Goldberg's last match in Atlanta.
Yeah, just do this all for the kids.
So you guys,
who
do you guys
why
seriously
is Goldberg
think
wrestling?
For the kids.
I want him to get chopped real hard.
He better get chopped, yeah.
He's like,
All right, whatever. I'll pick Gunther.
He has zero cardio.
I'll pick Gunther. Bret Hart comes in, costs Goldberg the match.
Kicks him in the head.
That would be amazing.
Kicks him in the head. Okay, guys. Well, that's episode 179.
Got a little dark.
That's all I
fun,
got,
yeah.
man.
It was a quick little snack, guys. It was a little snack.
A little snack.
I can't believe I went through. I thought I had a lot of notes. I mean, I did.
Did have a lot of
Well,
notes. AI.
Andy might be having like some sort of bowel issue or something. He was keeping us on a tight schedule tonight. He was like, no laughing, no sidebarring.
Ignore us. Keeps going.
Well, he has a few bowel movements hidden.
Is it
true? All right. Well, that was episode 179.
Yeah, poop pants. He's like, what? Was it what, Rod?
Rod, you pooped your pants?
Poop pants. That's like episode 2 or 3 of fucking.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we are. I didn't pause it yet.
God.
Right.
See you next week. Episode 180.
Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been